Rush Duel is a fast-paced spin-off game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you can summon as many monsters as you want and draw up to 5 cards each turn. In this series, me and the TheDrAlex progress through each Rush Duel product release and build decks with whatever cards were available at that time. We have been drafting characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's anime and have exclusive access to those characters' boss monsters, and will continue to draft characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush series. Join us as we continue to battle it out in this series, Rush Duel Character Draft. So this is the deck we're bringing to today's game. This is Elemental Heroes, and this is more specifically leaning away from the Neo stuff, the Neo-Spatian stuff, because we're trying to get like an as accurate as we can recreation of Zane versus Jaden from Season 1. So there are going to be some creative liberties here because a lot of these cards didn't exist, and obviously, you know, Jaden never used Guildford the Lightning. But again, we're just not using the Neo stuff. That's kind of what we're going for. And this is not meant to be like a hyper-competitive version of this deck. This is, again, just for fun. This is just a show match of playing Cyber Dragons versus Elemental Heroes. So we have our boss monsters, Shining Flare Wingman. I don't know if we're ever going to summon this, but I really want to. If ever we can, we're going to try. We have Thunder Giant, which is good if we get out Skyscraper. Without Skyscraper, Thunder Giant's a little bit weak. Flame Wingman is okay at getting damage in through set 3 pass. Other than that, it's kind of naff. We have the best one, Burst Wingman, which is really, really good. Popping back row and being able to boost attack is always going to be really, really strong. This is how we're going to be outing a lot of bosses. And then we have Mudbull Man, who we can't actually summon with the main, but we do have the Bubble Man in the side in case we are like, you know, a game up and we feel pretty confident. We'll try making this because it'll be kind of funny. But the deck is okay. We're only playing 2 boss monsters because we're really trying to avoid bricking. We're playing the Guildford the Lightning because, again, this deck really is going to struggle to beat set 3 pass, so we figured this would be a good way to do so. We're playing the 1 Tantalum. We can get Tantalum back using Menakiter, which is like okay. I'm not really a big fan of Tantalum. I'm not even really a big fan of Menakiter, but we just wanted more heroes in the deck, so we've gone for them. Argent is like okay. This is probably the best of the Rising Heroes, but it can get you 2 cards to hand if you're lucky. Hero Boy, though, is one of the cards we're trying to focus around. If we have Fusion or Skyscraper in the graveyard, we can add it to 2 Warrior-type normal monsters and or Fusion from your graveyard to your hand, then send 1 monster from your field to the graveyard. The idea is we use this, we just basically get to fuse from the graveyard, which is really, really cool. We have dropped down to 2 Miracle Fusion because we are playing the 3 copies of Fusion, because again, we're just trying to like do elemental hero things, and we're going to see how that goes. And then finally, we are on quite a big trap suite. That's because Nobody Scat Thief is really good for 2 reasons. First off, against Cyber Dragon. This will prevent us from dying to the level 8 and lower ones. And this also helps us turbo through our deck because we don't actually have a ton of ways to mill in this deck. So this is going to be our primary way to mill, just to fill our graveyard with elemental heroes so we can get them back with Hero Boy, so we can fuse with Miracle Fusion. So it's going to be kind of multifaceted, as well as it helps us just draw into a lot of cards. We are on the Buffered Slime, because again, this is really good against exactly Cyber Twin. And finally, we're on Compulsory Evacuation Device. This is just a generically good trap card. The reason we're not maining Magic Cylinder, other than the fact that Magic Cylinder is a little bit boring, is because there is a high likelihood that Alex is going to be playing something to stop our trap cards, either Jinzo, in which case it wouldn't matter what we played anyway, but he also could play Pitch Black or Mirage Dragon, which would turn off a trap card like this. But if he summons that monster out first and then grows into a fusion, we can use Compulsory Evacuation Device to get rid of that fusion monster. So this is the deck. We're feeling okay. Realistically, I actually think the Cyber Dragon deck is probably going to be a little bit better than this build, because again, this is just kind of a fun build of the deck. But I think this build is okay. But let's fire into the games and see what Alex has got for us. So last week we had Volt Condor versus Prime. We had a battle of the light decks, and both of them are relatively new. I think Volt Condor might be a little bit older than Prime. I'm struggling to remember like the gap in how long it took for one to come out and then the other one to come out. But regardless, they're around the same-ish time, right? This week, however, we're doing something a little bit different. We are doing Heroes versus Cyber Dragon. This is going to be a Yu-Gi-Oh! GX show match where the boundaries we set up in Character Draft are ripped apart, and we can use whatever cards we want as long as we have a hero deck and a Cyber Dragon deck, which is very exciting. So we should get to see kind of a Jaden versus Zane type game. Now, you, I believe, have always been a kind of a fan of Cyber Dragon, right? I think everyone pretty much is.
Yeah.
Cyber dragons are cool, right? I mean, who doesn't love the 2100 guy gets special summoned? You can fuse them together into big multi-attacking and piercing and all this other stuff. Cyber dragon's always been cool. Heroes is another like fan favorite archetype, but I would make an argument that Heroes isn't as well fleshed out yet in Rush as Cyber Dragon is. Like, there are plenty of hero cards, and you can now fill a whole deck with them. Half those cards, though, I'm not convinced are good. I think about half of them are great. And then the other half are, like, eh. So, like, that's kind of where I sit with them at the moment. Cyber Dragon, I feel like, also does have some duds. But a lot of the Cyber Dragon support cards are just kind of generic machine support cards, and therefore just kind of good anyway. But, should we just head on in, and then we can see who's going to win the Hero Cyber Dragon Clash.
Yeah, go.
Alright, let's see what you got. Oh, okay. So you win rock, paper, scissors. Is you want first or second with the Cyber Dragon deck?
First.
Ooh. Some might say that's controversial. Cyber Dragons typically are going second deck.
Yeah, I probably should have gone. Fine.
Right, we got Proto. Tribute for Cyber Assault. I mean, this seems pretty good. Okay, so we've got the whole hand empty. We didn't have a Cyber Dragon in hand, which is the primary reason you like to go second. I suppose I will normal summon Rising Hero Argent, so I can reveal a level 6 or 7 warrior type fusion monster in my extract to my opponent, and then excavate the top 4 cards of my deck. I can add up to 2 excavated normal monsters whose names were listed on that monster into my hand, and the rest go to the bottom of my deck. So fingers crossed, we actually hit some. And I think for here, I am going to reveal Thunder Giant. So we're looking for Clayman or Sparkman. Well, there's Sparkman, so we have actually managed to get that. So we'll add that to our hand. Now, we get to rearrange these on the bottom of my deck. So we'll just do this. I don't think it matters too much, to be honest. Normal summon Clayman. Normal summon Sparkman. And activate the Fusion spell card to create the Thunder Giant. Here he is. His effect is we can send one card from my hand to the graveyard, destroy one face-up monster on the field with original attack less than this card. Not equal to or less. Which has created a bit of an awkward situation for us. It's an awkward... It's so... I have to attack the Cyber Assault, right? I can't leave it there because it's effect. I mean, you have to get... You'd have to get a Cyber Dragon into the graveyard, because Cyber Twin is not. Proto Cyber is not even, I should say, not Cyber Twin.
Yeah.
But leaving it, it's also fusion material, so leaving it's probably also a bad idea. Alright, we're gonna normal summon Argent.
Okay.
Interestingly as well, I can activate Thunder Giant because it's any monster on the field. So I could use its effect and pop one of my own Argents.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's worth using Argent's effect, this new one, because it's just going to fill up my hand with stuff I can't use. So we'll just go battle. We will attack. There are some Cyber Dragon support cards that have high defense. We'll swing into this one. Jesus. But this is just all terrible, isn't it? If I could have at least cleared them, this would have been okay. I think we're just going to clear one. We're going to try.
No, I'm going to Mirror Force this.
Well, I tried. Based on the difference in the quality of our opening hands, I don't think there was anything I could have done here. If you can't win here, I would be absolutely shocked.
I need the draw anyway. Right. Okay, there's no fusion.
Well, you've got 2 more draws.
Yeah, I probably should have used Cyber Griffin first. Oh, it's another Proto.
Do we have another boss monster in hand, is the question.
Do.
Okay, well, this is 48. Well, Cyber Serpent's here. There goes a Cyber Assault to the grave.
And 1.
Okay, well, that's 69. Nice.
Hell yeah.
Things aren't looking great for me. I'm going to need a heck of a draw off the top here. I mean, maybe we can do something. Right, we'll start out with Hero Boy. So if I have Fusion or Skyscraper in my graveyard, I can add up to 2 Warrior-type normal monsters and or Fusion from my graveyard to my hand, then send 1 monster from my field to the graveyard. So we'll activate this effect. So I can click both of these, send this to the grave. I see what I've done here. I've done a big oopsie. I always forget how this card actually works. Oh, I think I've just thrown the game by doing that. In my mind, I keep thinking it should...
2 monsters and a fusion.
Yeah. Because the way it's written, it's like add up to 2 warrior-type normal monsters and or fusion, instead of add up to 2 cards, either warrior-type normal monsters or fusion. Right?
Yeah.
I think that's just bad English the way that's written, to be honest. I don't think I could be entirely blamed for this. I think I am dead though. I don't think I can recover from this. So I can activate Skyscraper. I can normal summon Sparkman. I have no way to get any of that there. So we're gonna set, battle, swing into this.
Okay. No.
I'm just gonna surrender, mate. I don't want to watch you spin plates for ages. All right. I think I could have maybe had a chance there if I didn't misclick, but you sacked me so utterly hard with your open versus my open that it probably didn't matter. But let's see what happens in game 2. We'll go first. Alright, let's start with Circulation. And here I can reveal a level 6 or 7 Warrior-type Fusion monster in my extract to my opponent and send a Warrior-type monster whose name is mentioned on it from my hand to the graveyard. Draw 3 cards and send a card from my hand to the graveyard. So, I am going to reveal Flame Wingman. And I can send Avian to the grave, draw some cards, and then we will be discarding. What do we actually want to discard here? Probably this. Yeah. Then I'm going to go ahead and activate Elemental Circulation again. This time I'm going to reveal Thunder Giant. And I'm going to choose Sparkman. This hand is gross. So we're going to send my Legend monster that I chose to play today, which is Guilford the Legend.
Ooh, nice.
We're going to set, and pass.
Okay. That's good. Cool.
Kotal on the field.
Ah, that. Pot Arrogance.
Okay.
My Legend monster.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
a
a
Cyber
Dragon. Okay. I got my Clayman. Let me take 24 because you got a Jinzo. I can't stop a Jinzo. Alright, let's see what we draw here. Unfortunately, I have to do this first. I don't really get a say in this. So I will activate Miracle Fusion.
Ooh.
And I'm going to combine my Clayman and Sparkman together. Doesn't matter which order. And we will summon out my Elemental Hero Thunder Giant. Now, fortunately, you do have something I can actually pop with this. But first, I'm going to activate Graceful Charity. So, what do we want to discuss? This hand is actually super yikes. I don't think there is a reason to keep this in my hand whatsoever, so I think we'll get rid of that. So yeah, I think we do just get rid of this. We will activate Skyscraper. We'll activate Thunder Giant. And I will discard Stone Excavation. I'm going to get rid of your Jinzo. Then I'm going to summon. I'm going to summon. I'm going to set. Go to battle. And then we will attempt to attack into the Cyber Dragon. Try and get him for 4,000 damage with 2 Avians.
Okay.
Then we'll pass.
Oh no.
Craft the drone.
Draft the drone. Okay.
From oh no to okay. I'm like, what did we just draw? A Cyber Processor comes down. Bring back the Cyber Dragon. So we have 2 Cyber Dragons on the field now. Power Bond! Oh boy! Okay.
Oh, I should.
So we have Cyber Twin Dragon on the board. How do I want to respond to this? If it gets 2 attacks in, I am dead. Very dead. I think this is fine.
Okay.
Okay, Cyber Dragon comes down. Now behold, Buffered Slime!
Oh, wow.
Thanks to the power of Buffered Slime, I will be taking no more damage this turn.
And I lose? Yeah.
Yep, Power Bond goes off. Oh.
Alright, take a regular.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where I think if you don't do that, you probably just lose. So it's like you go for the attempted win rather than just accepting loss, you know?
I'll go second again.
Okay. It's one of those things where I know you kind of want to go second, but I still want to go first. So it's like... okay, how do we want to start this off? I think we're going to do this either way. So I'm going to activate Elemental Circulation. I will choose... Oh, you're going to get ready for a new hero. You ready for this? Mudball Man. And I will send Clayman to the graveyard. Just going to put this in the grave. Then I'm going to set, and set. And then we'll just pass.
Okay.
Yeah, we sent our Menachita? Menachita? I think it's Menachita to the graveyard. I'm not a big fan of it, just because the cost, in my opinion, is too bad for this stage that we're at in Rush Duel's life.
Oh, I got 1.
Well, Jinzo's back.
I will use this.
Scat Thief.
Okay.
I'd appreciate if you could stop opening legends every game. That would be nice. I gotta find a way to deal with a Jinzo.
Yeah.
Never mind. I think that was no. It doesn't deal with Jinzo. Never mind. Does it straight up just accomplish nothing? Does this hand do nothing? Right, we're gonna set, and set. Oh, I can do this because I've got that. Oh, I need to remember how these cards work better, reading and all that. Alright, I will activate Miracle Fusion. And I'm going to make Burst Wingman by using from 1 from the field and 1 from the graveyard. And then Behold, Elemental Hero Burst Wingman. So send the top card of my deck to the graveyard, 1 face up, right up monster on my field, gains 1,000 attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. Then I can destroy a spell trap on my opponent's field. So we will be doing this. Oh, there goes that legend monster. It's not ours, okay? In character draft, it's not ours. The deck doesn't want us to use it. We'll pop this. I don't know if that was a good one to hit. It probably was. Like in a vacuum, it's a good card to hit. I guess we're just gonna flip up some guys because it's just damage, right? Do I bother using Argent's effect? I mean, what's the benefit of filling my hand with guys I can't summon? I don't think there is one. So, I am just going to go to battle phase. So I know this is going to hit. And then it's like, well, does he just have the Mirror Force this time, I guess?
No.
Alright, and then we will pass. I mean, all things considered, that's not too bad. I'd really like it if these rising heroes would go away, because they kind of don't do anything. Yeah, I guess we will activate Burst Wingman. I don't think there's a reason to boost himself. I think he should be fine. So we'll boost this. And I'll pop this.
Oh, yeah, me bugger.
Well, I knew it was going to be one of the two new ones. So it was a 50-50, but we still did win a coin toss. We'll go battle. See, now the question is, do we want to try and get the 21 in? Oh, that was the zero defense. I think we can't get greedy. I know you play the Griffins, so like there's a chance there's a big butt in the way, so we will just get in for the 1,000. And then we'll pass.
Okay. That's just...
Okay, still not super likely I can kill you. Even if everything went exactly as I wanted it to, it would still only be 4,100 damage. So, I guess we're going to activate this. I'm going to boost this, and then we'll just pop the new set. And then go to battle. We're just going to swing to 0 again. I'm going to get him for that 31. And that is all I've got. It's just burst, wingman, beatdown. Craft the drone. Get rid of a brick. Okay. I think this might be over one way or another. All tactical comes down. Oh. 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 Although, wait, are you not a little bit shy of actually killing me right now? Do you have a normal summon?
I think I am. I don't.
You're 600 off, and then you're just going to die at the end of the turn.
Welcome to life attack.
Yeah. No, you're 1,600 off, because I forget it can only, thingy. Yeah, if you had, like, an okay normal summon, I couldn't stop you. If you hadn't hit Scat Thief, I was like, haha, you can only deal 6,400 damage. And then you got the 50-50 on it. I was like, oh no. But it did not matter anyway. This was a weird game 3, bro. This was such a weird game 3.
During 2 Cyber Assault Dragons really screwed me over there.
Yeah, Cyber Assault is a weird one, right? If you can just get it on the field, obviously it's quite easy to get to the field. You just need to find anything that could be Cyber Dragon. You should be on, what, 3 Proto, 3 Regular, 3 Processor. So that's like a lot of guys that just become Cyber Dragon, but like if you draw the 2 Cyber Assault, you don't get the guys that become Cyber Dragon. It's like, well, can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
I had everything I needed to do multiple fusion summons and no room to summon my monsters. I was stuck with my Rising Heroes on the board, and I was like, even if, right, let's say we got lucky, we drew our Tribute Monsters, which by the way, we're not playing many, so it's kind of our fault. But even if we drew those Tribute Monsters, I could tribute both my guys, summon that Tribute Monster, I still then only have 1 spot to fuse, which it doesn't help. I need both the spots emptied. So like, it's a really, really strange kind of situation to be in. But I suppose we've actually been experiencing this quite a lot. Like, Dark Matter has been experiencing this, right? Where you're like, I need some of my zones, like, freed up, right? Could we do something about this? As for your Cyber Dragon deck, obviously in that game 1, it was diabolical, right? And in game 2, it looked really good for you, right? The Jinzo play was really, really strong. Obviously, it managed to get outed on the following turn, but still that Jinzo turn was really strong. As well as if you had managed to, or if my back row was nothing, or you had managed to deal with my back row, your Cyber Twin play would have just absolutely deleted me, right? Mm-hmm. Funnily enough, I think you actually saw your Legends in, or at least it felt like you saw your Legends a lot across the 3 games. I don't think you saw all three games, but I think you found like at least 2 in each game.
Yeah.
And then in this 3rd game, you got all 3. Yeah, Jinzo is... I was a little bit worried about Jinzo, because in my mind, I'm like, Cyber Dragon does get beaten by some traps. Like, we were playing the Slime, right? Because I'm like, well, if you do just, like, slam down a Cyber Twin and just absolutely delete me, I'm just cooked, right? So I was like, maybe after you see the Slime, you'll start making the other fusion monsters. And I guess that worked to a degree, as I'm now looking at a Cyber Tactical Dragon. But obviously, Cyber Tactical and Cyber End are level 9 and 10. So they don't care about Slime. And I feel like playing around those two is a lot easier than playing around Twin. Twin is very easy to get. It's very easy to do a ton of damage. It's very easy to bully me into oblivion. So I was like, if I could just try and like stem that one a little bit, I might be okay. But again, if you get out the Jinzo, I can't do sod all about that, right? If you just summon out Jinzo, slap down a Cyber Twin, doubled its attack, slam, I literally cannot interact with it. But I was also thinking that like even if you don't have Jinzo, you can still just play, like, Mirage Dragon. You can still just play Pitch Black, right? And then they kind of do the same thing. Not quite, right? But they're very Jinzo-adjacent cards. So it's always a little bit scary for me. I don't really know what to say about the heroes, to be honest. I feel like I just kind of got out, like, a hero, and then... I mean, both the games I won were power bond victories. So, it's a weird one. I don't feel like the boards I ever made were too impressive. Obviously, I had like some okay traps, but I'm trying to think what traps I actually used. I used slime. Is that the only trap I used this entire series?
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember seeing a legend trap.
Yeah, I had my legend trap in game 2. But I didn't need it because I had the slime. So the logic was I had compulsory evacuation device down. And I was like, if slime gets removed, I'm dead. If slime doesn't, I'm fine. But if you're going to remove slime, you have to use a spell card. Either you need to bring back Jinzo from the graveyard with, I don't know, Monster Reborn or something. Or you need to play, you know, a spell card to pop it. And because of the way Compulse works, you can activate it in response to a spell card. Well, in response. You can activate it after a spell card has resolved. So as long as, you know, if you pop slime, I can still use Compulse then. So it was always like kind of safe.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I really don't like the Rising Heroes. I'm not a big fan of Minikiter. I think its cost is too high. Getting rid of a card from your hand to get a card in 2024 feels so weak. I'm like, why does it not just get you a free card? And then Argent is a card that sometimes will get you a free card, and if you're very lucky, will get you 2 free cards. But both those cards are vanillas, so unless you have, like, Fusion already, they don't matter. A lot of the time I was like, I can use Argent's effect, but my hand is full of monsters, so I would just be putting it more full of monsters. And I'm like, is this even worth doing? It's weird. It's definitely a weird one. But these were strange games, to say the least. Thanks for them, and GG.
Yeah, GG, but